What's going on, everybody? I'm back. I'm going to play some DC for y'all. I know a lot of y'all are new to DC right now, especially the people that are playing on the Switch. Um, you probably seen some videos that's going on, like RGT and a few videos here and there, but I feel like they might not help you guys as much as you want them to. So I'm gonna be playing level 1 through 30, and I'm gonna try to go through as much as the new stuff, at least new to y'all. Um, I'm trying to get through much of it as possible. So I'm gonna start off right now. I'm gonna I'm gonna make my first character. Actually, it's gonna be my fourth character, but I'm gonna make a new character for y'all. You see, I have a level 30, a level 12. That's for a different time. That's for off the air. And then I got another level 30. But here we go. Let's make another character.
Triumph was at hand, the final campaign in my long war against Superman. While his powers were drained from constant battle, sending him into space.
So with the
I only
the
hope I am not too
cutscenes, I'm
late,
going to skip the
for I will
cutscenes.
not be here
I've
to see this new
personally seen the
future.
cutscenes way
My
too many
work is
times,
not yet done.
but
I must.
yeah, on your own time,
Targets
feel free.
identified.
I'm
Select
mostly
gender
here
and
for
body
the
type.
gameplay and get you guys through that. So I'm gonna make a male. Let's make him large. Let's make him large and short.
Select
So I'm gonna be a villain.
select a personality to determine social
Let's go with the
behavior.
primal stance.
Select a mentor as a
So right
guideline
here,
for data application.
actually, let me go back a little bit. So if you go and you
Select
choose
a
villain or
hero
hero,
or villain morality.
obviously, you're choosing a team, you're choosing a side, you're choosing quote unquote your faction. So when you're a villain, you can only play with villains unless you're queuing up at the same time and there's not enough people queuing up. Then you'll potentially get partnered up with heroes, but that's fairly rare. But for the most part, you'll be playing with your own team. So like, again, if you're a villain, you play with villains. If you're a hero, you play with heroes. um, I like to be a
Select
villain
a
because I
personality to
know where
determine social
mostly
behavior.
everything is at. And yeah, it'll just be a lot smoother for my gameplay. um, the personality doesn't really do anything other than change a couple of emotes, and it's just your stance. That's pretty much it.
Select a mentor as
um,
a guideline
for
for
your
data
origin,
application.
you have the magic meta and tech. um, this pretty much just decides your starting point from level 1 through 30. Everything after level 30, um, it's it's pretty much everything's the same after level 30. Everybody's doing the same missions and everything. Level 1 through 30, it just depends. If you're magic, you'll stay mostly in like the Chinatown area. If you're meta, you'll stay in Metropolis, but more of the Little Bohemia. And if you're tech, that would be, what is it, the Joker, and you'll stay more in Gotham. So that's how that works. I usually go with meta because I know how the
Select
missions
power
flow and
level
I
from
know where
available
everything's
exobyte
at pretty
data to
much.
determine combat role.
Thank you. So if you look on the right side of your screen, uh, every time you go to a power, it will show you that every power has a damage roll, and the secondary roll changes based on the power. So like nature and sorcery, you have healer. Mental is controller, and ice and fire are tank powers. So if you keep going, you'll be able to find out what type of role you can play with that set power. But to go over it, tanks, high health, um, pretty much just high health, take all the damage, make sure that all the enemies are attacking you and not your teammates. And that's pretty much just your role. Just make sure you have the attention of everybody. Controllers is pretty much distributing power. I don't know if I just disconnected. I did. Wow. Okay. So I disconnected. Let's go do this again. But the controllers are going to distribute power to the team. So
My greatest triumph.
uh, it's pretty much like mana and like other RPGs and stuff. You're just giving that to the team. You can do debuffs on the opponents, rather if it's PvP or PvE. You give out debuffs. Also, the healers is pretty much self-explanatory. Healers give out heals. Just make sure nobody on the team dies. I'm just gonna run through this real quick,
And body type.
so it's not too bad.
Select exobyte download type. Create.
Custom villain.
Select.
Let's make him primal. Gonna go meta.
Select.
So I already have a healer. I have electricity healer. I have a tank, which is atomic. And then my other controller is munitions. But I really want to have a quantum controller. I really miss quantum from back in the day when it first came out. So that's what I'm gonna do. Your movement, it's just all about preference. They have some differences as far as like your iconic powers. It's not really iconic powers, but it's certain move sets that you can get with that flight or with acrobatics. They have different, very small, like skill trees. Um, you'll rarely use it. You rarely see people use any that comes from those trees. So I'll probably say just pick any that you've seen very favorable if you like it. I like skimming right now. I haven't played with it when it first came out, so I think two of my characters already have it.
Select weapon specialties.
I'm really starting to like it. It's pretty much like flight, but just a little bit different. Now, with your weapon, it's eventually you'll be able to use all the weapons, but in the beginning, I'll probably say just your preference if you want a close range or a long range weapon. I personally like close range that has the ability to do long range. So I usually do like martial arts. If I just really go close range, I'll do the one-handed or two-handed. Sometimes even the staff. Sometimes the staff is nice. But let me see. Controller. I think I'm gonna go shield. I haven't played with the shield in a very, very long time.
Display
So I'll go with that.
exobyte download summary.
But yeah, it's close range. I think you got some combos, long range, so we'll figure that out together. So going through this, it's just a summary of everything that you chose. Make sure that you want it the way you want it. So like, say if you're at this screen, you want to change your weapon, just go down to weapon, click on it, change it. It's two-handed, bam, and it'll go right back to the summary.
Select weapon specialties from available data.
After that, you want to hit next. Do you want to create your costume? You hit yes. Me, I usually change my stuff later because you have the ability to, but I will be doing that later. I'm gonna hit
Download
next.
successful.
Now you create your character's name. So my character's name is gonna be Three Troller. Okay. Here we go. Now, you do have the option to skip the tutorial if you already have a character that's over level 4, but since that I'm going through the motions with you guys, I'm gonna do the tutorial.
Earth, the center of the multiverse. It will belong to Brainiac.
So again, the cutscenes and all that stuff, but feel free to watch that on your own time. This is gonna be strictly gameplay and gameplay mechanics, the menus and all that good stuff. So yeah. Just a little, just in case you haven't seen anything
Lex
before, we're in Brainiac's
Luthor.
ship. We're
If you want to
breaking out of
live,
here,
come with me and be quiet.
and we gotta
You don't
follow
want
Lex
to alert
Luthor.
Brainiac's sentries.
But a lot of people don't know is that this is actually a new style
My associate
for
calculator will
the
help us
tutorial,
navigate our way
like the
through
very,
ship.
very beginning
You can
tutorial.
trust him as much as you can
It
trust
used to be a
anyone.
little bit different. You didn't see Lex Luthor until the very, very end.
Take a walk around.
So
and then
since
talk
that I
to
picked
Lex
meta,
when you can move
Lex
on.
Luthor is my mentor, which is why I see them here, or see him here. If you were to pick
While
Magic,
we're
you'll see
here,
Cersei.
we're going to sabotage
if
the
you
ship
pick Tech, you'll
and
see the
send
Joker.
Brainiac a message not to
If you're a
mess
hero,
with Lex
you know,
Luthor.
it's the
At any
counterparts,
point in
you know,
time.
the hero
You've got
version
a weapon,
of
right?
their
Use
nemesis.
it to get rid of the debris blocking
So,
the door.
attack. Your Y is going to be your melee, and your X is your range. Pretty simple. We'll go more into that whenever we see the combos, but Y, melee, X, range. Got it. So, as you can see, there's a lightning bolt above these, just making sure, hey, this is what you gotta do, come attack this. Just press Y, 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 attack it.
You've
and
got
you're
party
good.
crashers on the way.
Now you're introduced
All
to
units
enemies
in
coming at you.
I said be quiet.
Contain.
Fairly simple. Very simple right now. So obviously, whenever you play, you have, you know, the tap. You can continue tapping to do like a small combo. Not really anything fancy right now. And then you also have your charge. So this is me holding Y, and that's more of an interrupt. So we'll go into that later. I'm pretty sure it will show it in the tutorial.
So that is an overseer.
Same thing
They
with
patrol
Y,
parts
you
of the
have
ship
your
and
tap,
protect it from people. Like
and then you have your
be
own.
a pal and destroy it, won't you?
So if you see the crosshair on the top of my character, that gives anybody an opportunity to do the charge with the melee to interrupt that animation. So your abilities, level 2, you're introduced to your first ability. You hold ZL and Y to use your ability, and then we're gonna hit got it. So you just hold ZL, Y, boom. So it's like more of like a wave, like a quantum wave. Very simple right now. And we're just gonna keep moving forward.
I think you've been recruited. Brainiac is threatening our world, but only we get to do that. If you and Lex destroy the ship's central AI core, we disable the ship. Sure, Brainiac has other ships, but this puts him on notice.
Now,
and
before I go
slows
into
his
this next
pace.
room, let me go over movement real quick. I'm pretty sure it'll pop up pretty soon. But
You pushed me to
for flight, really to start flying, all you have to do is just hold B, hold your jump button.
How?
So like if I
dare
jump,
you?
if I press it, he's just gonna jump. But if I hold it, he'll start to fly. Another thing I can do is click the left stick. When I click it, if you look in the top left corner of the screen, you'll see a little thing coming out of the HUD on the top left.
You'll have to do better.
That means that you're in movement mode. So at any time you can turn it off, you can turn it on. I believe the only one that you can't, no, So flight is the only one that you can hold B to activate it. Acrobatics and super speed, you need to activate movement mode in order to move fast, pretty much.
You're in my way. This won't stop me.
So this move is not bad. It's pretty much an AoE attack. It damages everybody in that area. Not bad. Pretty good damage.
Consider this a hostile takeover.
Some of our associates from the Hall of Doom are attacking.
And it has some far reach. You
Don't
even reach
distract
the guys in the
Brainiac and
back.
buy you some time.
That is not
But don't
bad.
slack off.
Now I am not sure if they have like reworks going on. I don't know how much the quantum power has changed since I used it, but it'll be very interesting to see if they change it. So right now, obviously, they're just trying to get you used to the combat, your melee, and your first attack. That's why they're giving you multiple enemies, multiple waves of enemies. And you're just kind of going through the halls and everything. Okay, so let's continue.
That's a lot of robots. The resale value of all that alien metal would be out of
Okay.
this world.
So when I enter this room, you've
Hold
seen
on,
that
starting to
there's
activate.
tons
That's
and
not
tons of
good. I'll get
robots in here.
Professor Zoom and
So this is
Sinestro
where
over
they
there to help
introduce
me
the
fight
block. You just hold R to block, and the only way to block break in this game is if you use your hold the range. So it's gonna hold your X, and that's how you block break. But I doubt that any of these enemies right now are gonna block break. It's all fairly simple. So we're just waiting for all these robots to wake up very slowly, kind of in waves, but we'll pretty soon.
Give in to fear.
So I think I can show you guys. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna wait until the next wave comes out, and when they're doing their combos, like this one for instance, when he goes too far into his combo, he'll get knocked down because I'm blocking him. It'll be better to explain a little bit later, especially
Sinestro and Zoom are off
if
to
I
destroy
get
the ship's gun.
like
Gotta
into
respect
PvP,
Brainiac's commitment
show you
to
guys a little
overwhelming
bit of
force.
PvP, it'll be a little bit better. So now we are level 3. If you look at the very bottom, you see that we got our second power. It's like a little, we throw out an orb, it turns into a black hole. That's what it is. So we're going to continue through the corridors, see what's next.
Wonderful. My readings show a full-scale invasion force aboard. We have to destroy this ship.
I look forward to a new future, one without you in it.
Okay, So if you see when I threw out the black hole, it's pretty much like a pool. Any enemies that are around it will be sucked into there, taking damage. And it'll actually be a good combo right now with the first power I got, because everybody will be there. I can use my first power, and they all take damage from that, since that they're all pulled in.
You want to be a hero?
All units move into position. Contain the human.
That. Use the first power, some ranged attacks. Just kind of rinse her.
What are you doing
You.
in here? Damage sustained.
All units move into position.
I look
Contain the
forward to a
human.
new future, one without you in it. This won't stop me!
Charging. Overload. Slam. Minor damage.
Good.
Okay, this
There's
should be the
Central
last
AI
room.
core. How did Cersei and the Joker get there before you? Oh, whatever. She's a sorceress and he's the Joker. Go help them destroy that thing. Stay alert. This is sure to get Brainiac's undivided attention.
So right here is usually where I'll work on a couple of the feats. Feats help you get skill points, but I'm not gonna go too into that right now until that window pops up. So all we have to do right now, actually we gotta destroy the core in the middle. Very simple. Destroy that. I believe Brainiac
There's
should come out.
Brainiac. God, I hate being right all the time. Scratch that. Actually, I love it. Oops, the ship is breaking apart, but I can't open a teleporter. Brainiac kicked me out of his systems. You'll have to defeat him if you don't want to go down with the ship.
So we're just gonna kind of
Performance
use
indicated.
everything that we learned
I love pain.
to defeat.
Your time is near.
So right here, you see it's charging up. You want to block, take less damage. It's only 17 damage. It could have been maybe 40 or so. But we're just gonna use our powers, range attacks, even though I'm really close up. But you know, just kind of fighting.
I love pain.
Do not think you have won, for I wear many shells. I am the source.
You are stronger than I thought, but you've got a lot to learn. Work for me, and I will teach you how to control your new powers. Maybe even enhance them.
That was intense. You've got some killer moves, seriously. Ready to leave the ship now? I'll contact you once you're on the ground.
Okay, so that's the tutorial. After that, you get a cutscene. We're gonna skip that. Head into the teleporter. You're gonna be transported to one of the hideouts. If you're a hero, you'll go to a police station, but we're gonna go to a hideout. For villains, it's pretty much clubs. You know how it is in cartoons and uh, superhero stuff. The hideout is the clubs, the bars, stuff like that. So, equipping gear. You have received a new piece of gear. Go to your inventory and equip your new gear to become more powerful. Pretty self-explanatory, but so to get to your gear, just in case you skip that and you keep pressing B, yada yada, what you want to do is you want to press the plus button and it's going to bring it straight up. If it's on a different part of the menu, you just want to hit ZL or ZR to make sure you go to that utility belt icon on the left side of the row. So you're in your inventory. You'll see that you have one piece of armor in there. You're gonna click A to equip it. If you ever want to D or just take it off, D. But if you want to take it off, just go to the left side, go into these icons over here, and you just press A and you'll take it right off. You can also move the item in your inventory, so if you need to do sorting or anything like that, you can move it. Delete the item, just hit X. I kind of need this right now since I'm so low of a level, so I'm gonna put that on. And then at the very bottom they also have an auto sort button, so it'll arrange everything from like your gear to your consumables to your trinkets and all that good stuff. But we'll get to that a little bit later. So right now it says to explore the nightclub, and that's exactly
you
what
were
we'll do.
capable enough to get out of
Walk
Brainiac's
forward.
ship.
Just gonna listen to this guy.
Welcome to Club L'Excellence, one of many nightclubs throughout Gotham and Metropolis that function as safe houses for our kind of folk. You can find all kinds of things here.
Okay, go to Metropolis to continue your mission.
I need your
So
help
pretty much just go
with a
outside.
Science project. My research lab at Metropolis General has developed a mutagen from
Movement mode. So it's pretty much what I was telling you before. You're gonna click in your left stick to activate your movement mode, so you can travel faster. If you're doing a flight, just hold B. Now, if you look at your mini map, you'll see that there is a yellow arrow on your mini map. That will always tell you where to go for your mission, so that you don't get lost. And once we get to the general area, it'll rather show up as an X or show up as a yellow area. It's very hard to miss, like right there. See a yellow orangish area. Just go over here. Now on the right side of your screen, it'll tell you your mission objective. You're gonna defeat the students and inject them with the mutagen. So
Stop! You're
all you
hurting
gotta do
me!
is just attack them.
What is this?
Hold A. So if I go up to them, it says to hold A. That's how you inject them. That's your interaction.
Bro, it was Power Girl, of course
just
she
gonna
was. Anyway,
Just go around in this
give me
area
something to eat.
and inject them. Complete your objective.
Apperson's journal.
Now this
Type
right
3
here,
ultra catabolism. Potential
this is
energy
pretty much like a
manifestation
collection token.
applications.
It's like a briefing. It's like a collectible. So you'll see a lot of green ones. You'll find the blue ones. The blue ones are harder to find. They're supposed to be harder to find. But finding them helps you get styles, and that will also help with your feats as well to get skill points. So we're just going to continue with the mission.
I'm so hungry.
Please! Stop! What is this? Oh, I just had a facial yesterday. What did you do to me?
Okay, mission complete.
The pain is
Press the plus
unbearable. I
button
can't
and
take
select the
it.
journal to collect your reward. So
So,
when we press
Uther wants
got
you
it,
to make more
it'll
parasites.
bring us to this.
The parasite
But again,
devours everything he
if you
sees.
just press the plus button,
Yeah. Can't see this guy.
It'll be your third
Luckily, they don't seem that
icon,
interested in
and
eating
when you go over it, it'll say journal, as you can see. Whenever you complete it, it'll show up green with that question mark. You just hit A to complete, and then
Excellent.
boom,
The
level
mutagen
5,
works.
leveled up.
Unfortunately, the
Now
police
we gotta
are
travel
arresting
to
our potential
Metropolis
parasites before they can
University,
feed and complete their mutation.
which is right around the
Free
corner.
the affected students. I need them for the next stage of
Also,
my plan.
if you don't see it on your map, you see how in the middle of the screen it shows like a waypoint showing you where to go. Just follow that, and that'll be pretty easy to follow. So now this guy right here, you'll see him around pretty much almost every mission that you do. These exclamation points are side quests. I highly recommend you doing your side quests because it's easier to do it now than later, especially if you're gonna play this game in the long run. So this is the blue ones that I was talking about. It's a little bit harder to find, especially like if you didn't go here to get your side mission. But we'll come across a little bit more of those. So if we go over here, we can start doing our mission. We have to defeat the police officers, free the infected students, and on top of the rooftops, there will be students that we have to inject with the mutagen one more time. But that's our side mission.
I've got to get free and feed. Help me. Chow time.
And it also looks like we got a new power.
Free me, please!
Let's see, I'll use it right now. Okay, we should be back. Okay, we should be back. We're gonna go back in.